Now, Banyana Banyana must get a result in their next Africa Women's Championship match currently underway in Namibia if they want to keep alive their hopes of making the playoffs. Now, South Africa lost their opening game to Cameroon after conceding a late goal this at the Sam Nujoma Stadium in Windhoek, Namibia.
Banyana Banyana didn't look like the team that brushed aside every opponent in the build-up to the tournament. They beat a lowly ranked Botswana 10-0 and also registered 4-0 wins against Zambia and Tanzania. Their real test was the highly ranked Ivory Coast, and Banyana beat them 2-1. The South Africans were competitive throughout the match against Cameroon, and it was only a goalkeeper blunder late in the match that separated the sides.
Cameroon is the powerhouse of this group, and we had a few very good chances. We could have won the game, and Cameroon was the lucky one today. And Cameroon has been by far the strongest opponent that we've had.
Banyana Banyana will play Ghana on Wednesday evening. The Ghanaians lost their opening match to Algeria.
Obviously a disappointing result for us today. We wanted to go out and get a good result by winning. But it doesn't give us a reason to put our heads down. We have 2 games left. And that's just going to make us stronger. You know, we know that we have to win our next 2 games.
This is a crucial tournament for South African women's football because the tournament is also a 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifier that will be staged in Canada. Sfiso Ramara, SABC News.
Thank you very much there, Buzzy. Joining me now as usual, resident football analyst Coudjoe Malume Amankwa. Coudjoe, welcome once again to the show. Let's start there. Well, we'll come back to Banyana. Let's start with Bafana's performance. Clinical, some would say it's not easy to win away from home, especially in qualifiers, but it's not easy to win in the way that they did, as far as the Congo game is concerned.
Bafana did very well. They were a closed book, and I think complacency were the key to the failure of Congo-Brazzaville by virtue of the fact that they had beaten Nigeria 3-2, and they thought it was going to be a walk in the park. But such is football. It's not mathematics. Football is very dynamic. There is no but, there is no therefore. Results column don't change. At the end of the day, it was a very clinical Bafana that looked business-minded, well-oiled, very disciplined, tactically very superior, and they punished the host in a way they never anticipated.
What interested me the most as well, Malumo, when you think of it, the fact that how they played in as far as, well, Shakes Mashaba choosing a squad. There's youngsters that came into that team, 17-year-old, that played well.
Rivaldo Coudjoe, 17-year-old, thrown into the deep end. They played 90 minutes, but Sabiso, let me take you back into memory lane. Pele of Brazil signaled his ascendancy to global football at the age of 17. So is Michel Platini. So is Abedi Pele of Ghana. So is Zinedine Zidane. So is Michael Owen in 1998 when he scored against Argentina in that Darton run. All great players must show what they are made of at the age of 15, 16. It's very unfortunate in South Africa that when a player is 25,
then he becomes
and he's got a fiancé,
international material,
and he's got a child, and then he's touted in the media as a youngster. Such people cannot be called youngsters in the true sense of the word. 17-year-old. And I'm very impressed. A bold and a very great initiative by Sheikh Mashaba. This is what previous Bafana coaches have refused to do. We've gone to some of them, spoke to them privately to say, bring under 20 players in. And we've been told in our face, these are not Bafana players, and Sheikhs have been able to achieve.
Let's do this. Whilst we're on the topic, we're going to bring in our SABC journalist. He's out in Namibia, Lebahang Dube. We saw that package with Banyana Banyana. I also want to touch on African women's football with you, Coudjoe. Lebo, thank you very much for joining us. I know you're in Namibia well, I'm not going to say having a jolt, having fun. It is business as usual as far as that's concerned. It was not the best of starts in as far as Banyana Banyana and Coach Vera Power were concerned, losing 1-0 to Cameroon.
Not a great start, Tamiso, and thanks for joining in. Not a great start for Banyana Banyana in their opening campaign of the 2014 African Women's Championship. Speaking to Vera Power before the tournament, she did mention that the ideal start would be to get a win there and to calm the nerves of the girls going into the tournament, noting that it is an important tournament for them trying to qualify for the 2015 FIFA World Cup there in Canada. But again, as you know, this is not the end of the road for the team. We do remember again that in the Equatorial Guinea, they didn't have a great start. They lost their first match, but went on to become runners-up. So this is hope is not all lost. in their campaign. They need a win. However, they do need a win against Ghana, which is going to be a tough battle as well, noting that it is another West African team, physically strong, so they will need to apply that positional skill to ensure that they move the ball, they attack quickly, and get that early goal.
Yeah. Lebo, coming back to that match, and as far as the weekend's concerned, I know that one could say Vera Pauw left South Africa very, what can I say? I'm not going to say probably too prepared, because you can never be too prepared. But she felt confident. She spoke a good game. Is it maybe a question of nerves for our team, Banyana Banyana? They will ease themselves into it, or maybe it's. I'm not quite sure what to put where to put my finger on it. I mean, you there with the team. What are you picking up in camp?
Look, James, I think it was a matter of nerves, but I think as well, Vera Pauw has had a number of games preparing the team, and they've never lost a match under her guidance. So, going into the match, I think there were nerves from a couple of players, but as well, she made some crucial changes, which I think at some point did not work for her. She brought in Roxanne Barker, the goalkeeper, who then blundered 4 minutes before time. And then, there's Tokom Daweli, who's got over 50 caps for the team. She brought in a goalkeeper who's got about 10 caps for the team. And, those are the kind of decisions that maybe let the team down. She kept on the likes of Slindo Gubane on the bench. We noted that Refile Jane didn't have the greatest of game. We know that Amanda Dlamini didn't have a great game. And maybe she could have made those changes during the match. But I think the technical team has learned from those mistakes, and I think we should expect more changes into the Ghana game.
I just want to ask you, Lebo, that should we expect any changes in as far as the Ghana game is concerned? Because as you just said, the goalkeeper, not only did she I'm not going to say let the goal in, but she had probably the worst game out of all of the team as far as being in goals. I think she spilled about 6-7 chances that Cameroon could have buried, Malume.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you, I was commentating with my co-pilot, Jabulani Mangena, and before halftime, I did indicate that this goalkeeper is spilling the ball too much. Yeah. And if the technical bench of Cameroon are watching the game properly, they will tell a player to go close to the goalkeeper. Yeah. And in one of those spills, she's going to sneak it behind the back of the net. And that's exactly what happened, because it was a very harmless corner that he saved and dropped it. And in the attempt to head it over, Coudjoe, jersey number 8 of Cameroon, was there to sneak it again behind the back of the net.
Mind you, Coudjoe, if you look at the Bafana game as well, Senzo as well was a bit guilty of the same thing. I actually wanted to ask the question. South African goalkeepers this weekend at national level seemed not to be comfortable with grabbing the ball, because Senzo spilled a couple of balls as well in the match against the Congo.
But you see, in Senzo's case, he has a defense that was very alert, and every time he made a mistake, they were there to cover for him, to make sure that they clear the ball away, safety first. Yeah. And you had Andile Jali in the middle of the park who was falling deep, even to help the defense. You have Dean Fairman in the middle of the park who was falling deep, sitting right in front of the defense to make sure that they help. Yeah. In the women's game, it was not like that, because the women's are beginning to be taught structured football, positional play, tactical awareness, tactical sense on where they ought to be in any given situation, and therefore they haven't mastered the art the way their men counterpart have been able to master it. Hence the goal. And for me, at a 7-minute goal, it was a sucker punch, and Banyana could not recover.
Let's go back to Lebo Dube just to have a final word from him. Lebo, the big match is coming up against Ghana. All eyes will be on South Africa. I'm sure they are boiling right now. They want to do right by the coach. They want to do right by the country, and they need a victory. Nothing else matters in the next 2 games, excepting a win at all cost.
Look, the players, the technical team, they are quite aware that they need a victory. Not all eyes will be on South Africa. In Ghana as well, losing their first match against Algeria as well, also conceding that late goal against Algeria. All eyes will be on them. We know that they're also a powerhouse on the African continent, so they definitely want to get a win. So both teams will be going out guns blazing on Wednesday. So this is quite an important match. I think probably one of the biggest matches that we'll see in the group stages, where 2 teams that are tipped to actually go all the way will be battling out to actually secure their position or secure their status in the tournament. So this will be a crucial match for both teams. And I think that this match is one of those matches that will be won early in the match. First half, a team that will score at least 2 goals in the first half will probably have sealed the match. So this will be an interesting one to watch. But hopefully, Banyana Banyana will do well, and stick to the basics. Continue to play the way they've been playing during the preparation heading to the Ghana match.
Lebohang Dube, thank you very much for speaking to us. SABC sports reporter Lebo speaking to us from Namibia. Malume, quickly, we heard what Lebo said. We've got about a minute left before we hand over to Pearl and she introduces her guest. Wednesday, crunch match for both Banyana Banyana and Bafana Bafana. The men's game, it looks like it's sorted. A victory, even a draw, could see South Africa, feel more happier in AFCON. And for the women, there's no two ways about it.
In Bafana, if you've gone away to win convincingly 2-0, when they come home, you've got to give something to the fans. They've got to win. They don't need to take their foot off the pedal. Yeah. They are on a momentum, and they need to win to give something to the fans that are going to support them. In as far as the women are concerned, they're playing against my country. And I'm also, I'm between a rock and a hard place.
No, you can't be.
No.
You must choose.
Let me explain. I'm between a rock and a hard place. Whilst I am a natural South Africa, I remain a bona fide Ghanaian because that's where my umbilical cord is buried.
Maluma,
and I find
a
myself
long time ago.
No, but you see, the umbilical cord gets buried in a place, and you cannot take yourself away from there. I'm only praying for a draw so that in their next game, they can win emphatically and both of them go to the next round by virtue of the fact that they hope Cameroon do not win their next 2 games. But it's going to be a tough one. I've got no doubt in my mind because both countries are powerhouses, Ghana and South Africa.
Malume, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Banyana are going to thrash Ghana by 3-0. You'll come back here, we'll talk about it. Ne? Then we can bring your umbilical cord back here to South Africa.
I'll tell you, it's easier said than done. It's going to be very, very difficult because in the preparation to this very tournament, it's only Ghana that beat South Africa at Dobsonville Stadium. So you should remember that.
We need to rep, Malume.